It's 10 trivia questions on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. For Patreon subscriber Vernon Heagy, this is Trivia with Buds. What it be, and welcome to another episode of the Trivia with Buds podcast. I'm your host, Ryan Buds. Thanks for checking out the show. Thanks for following me on social media at Ryan Buds, RyanBudds, on just about everything, or Trivia with Buds on Facebook. About 1,600 likes over on that Facebook page, and I'm so glad you liked it because you get to see cool updates and videos and certain things I only post on Facebook, like live stream events. If you ever want to play virtual trivia with me, sometimes I do a live stream on there. So go check it out. Give me a like, give me a follow on everything. I just got a big stack of handout rounds, about 250 of them, from my friend Matt Frost, who is a fellow trivia host in the Southern California area. So thanks to Matt Frost, or as I call him, Frosty, for sending me so many cool handout rounds that I can use at my trivia nights. The one I'm looking at right now says, identify the fictional characters that wore these hats. And I see a Mario hat, a Sherlock Holmes hat, a Santa hat, and an Indiana Jones hat in the top row. And I just read today, as I'm recording this, that Indiana Jones, Harrison Ford, turned 80 years old today. So happy birthday to Harrison Ford, who once gave me a $100 tip at a trivia show in the Hollywood Hills. And you can read that whole story on my Patreon page. Just go to patreon.com/triviawithbuds, sign up for any tier, and then search Harrison Ford in the search, and you'll come across a very detailed version of that story. It's the coolest thing that ever happened to me. So happy birthday, Harrison Ford. Today's episode's on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. Man, I'd love for him to give me $100 too. That'd be great. Another bucket list celebrity meeting. But until then, we've got a Geek Out Challenge card for you. Name 6 animated films released before 1990. Name 4 TV shows that have had more than 10 seasons. Name 4 characters from Eloise, the book Eloise. Name 2 band or group trios for music. And for miscellaneous, 2 fashion designers. Boy, I don't even know what Eloise is, and I'm an English major. So hopefully that's not a super important one I was supposed to read. But there you go. We're going to jump into Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for Vernon Heagy right now. Here we go. It's The Rock, one of my favorite celebrities ever. Number 1, what DC superhero will The Rock portray on the big screen in October 2022? What DC superhero will The Rock portray on the big screen in October 2022? Number 2, who plays a tyrannical treasure hunter opposite The Rock in 2003's The Rundown? Who plays a tyrannical treasure hunter opposite The Rock in 2003's The Rundown? Number 3, what sport does The Rock's character play in The Tooth Fairy? What sport does The Rock's character play in the film The Tooth Fairy? Number 4, who did The Rock face in the main event at a record 3 WrestleMania matches? Who did The Rock face in 3 WrestleMania main event matches? Number 5, who did The Rock voice in Disney's Moana? What was the character's name of The Rock in Moana? Number 6, what college did The Rock play defensive lineman for in 1991? What college did The Rock play defensive lineman for in 1991? Number 7, in what year did The Rock win his first WWE World title at Survivor Series? In what year did The Rock win his first WWE World title at Survivor Series? Number 8, what is The Rock's new career at the start of the HBO series Ballers? What is The Rock's new career at the start of Ballers? Number 9, what role did The Rock play in The Mummy Returns? What was his role in The Mummy Returns? And number 10, which G.I. Joe team member did The Rock play in a sequel? Which G.I. Joe team member was The Rock in a G.I. Joe sequel? Your bonus question on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson for 2 points. What game show did The Rock host for 2 seasons on NBC? What game show was that? Those are all your questions on Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. We'll be back in just a second with the answers if you smell what the buds is cooking. We are back with the answers to the Rock questions. I referred to myself as the buds earlier, and I didn't like it, so probably won't do that again. I had to do it again to say I didn't like it, but kind of weird. But, you know, it works for some people, like this Dwayne Johnson guy. Number 1, what DC superhero will The Rock portray on the big screen in October 2022? Coming up in just a few months, Black Adam. Black Adam, which I know nothing about, but I didn't know anything about Shazam either, and I like that DC movie, so we'll see. Number 2, who plays a tyrannical treasure hunter opposite The Rock in 2003's The Rundown? That's Christopher Walken. Christopher Walken on Sunshine. And I think Sean William Scott in this movie, too. Number 3, what sport does The Rock's character play in The Tooth Fairy? Hockey. Hockey player knocking out the teeth. Number 4, who did The Rock face at a record 3 WrestleMania main event matches? Stone Cold Steve Austin. Just watched him on The Hot Ones from a couple years back. It was great. Great interview. Number 5, who did The Rock voice in Disney's Moana? He's Maui with all the tattoos, and he sings You're Welcome. Number 6, what college did The Rock play defensive lineman for in 1991? University of Miami. And that is one of the 2 times I've seen The Rock live in Miami at the stadium there. I forget what the name of it, but saw WrestleMania 28 there, his first match against John Cena in the main event. And that's where he played college football. Number 7, in what year did The Rock win his first WWE World title at Survivor Series? Back in 1998. 1998. Quite some time ago. Number 8, what is The Rock's new career at the start of HBO's Ballers? He's a financial manager for other athletes, trying to get them to manage their money the right way. Number 9, what role did The Rock play in The Mummy Returns? Scorpion King. And then he got his own spin-off, The Scorpion King. But he is very terribly animated in The Mummy Returns as that scorpion creature at the end. And number 10, which G.I. Joe team member did The Rock play in a sequel? Roadblock was his name, Roadblock. The bonus for 2 points, what game show did The Rock host for 2 seasons on NBC? This was a physical challenge type of game called the Titan Games. The Titan Games. And there you go. We smelled what The Rock was cooking for a good 8 minutes there. Thanks for playing along, and thanks, Vernon, for the category recommendation. As a Patreon member, $5 or more, Vernon gets to pick a topic every month. We have a big spreadsheet, a lot of good stuff in there. Some people have a lot to fill in through the end of the year here that are supporters of the show. So make sure if you are a supporter, go and fill in your spreadsheet topics if you have certain things you want to hear on the show. If you are a supporter and you're like, I never got that link, maybe it got lost in spam or something, just send me a message, ryanbuds@gmail.com, or hit me up on Patreon and the message is there, and I'll make sure to send you the link to that spreadsheet. Your fact of the day for today is OMG was added to dictionaries in 2011, but its first known use was back in 1917. Oh my God, OMG. How about that? Thanks for listening. Thanks for telling a friend, and we'll see you next time for more Trivia with Buds. Cheers!